Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Jordan Blaikie, the liver flush man here. It's been a while since I put a video out here. It's now 2 days before New Year's 2014. Today I'm putting out an amazing video here on how to make a living, super living probiotic kombucha drink with no white refined sugar. We're talking about the real deal here. This is the kombucha ale brew here. I'm gonna give you all the details on how to make the best kombucha in the world. Alright, and you know, you can modify it and make even more unique stuff using different ingredients, but through trial and error I found out how to make super mushrooms. I've evolved these mushrooms into super mushrooms. These are the highest quality mushrooms with the best sugars that were naturally found in nature. You think about the kombucha mushroom. I'll bring out one here. These ones are lying dormant here. I don't feed these ones. These ones I stopped drinking the kombucha for a while. It's good to, you know, go on cycles of going on and off them, you know, depending on your needs. And so here's a really nice one here on the top. As you can see, the nice ones are very nice and white like this, and just look how beautiful this kombucha mushroom right here. There's the little sac with the living water it's feeding off of in there. Very high quality white translucent mushroom. Now these mushrooms you can also just put them on like a rack, say stainless steel or even glass, and just air dry them without even a dehydrator, and they turn out very beautiful like that as well. I'll show you what one of those looks like. This is one of those here. It's very nice, just dried at room temperature, no dehydrator. It hasn't completely dried yet. It's still a little bit moisture in there, but that then what you can do is you can even cut them like this and turn them into chips, like instead of Doritos. This is a healthy probiotic chip. Alright, so very easy to do. Just grow your mushrooms, and of course they layer and layer. The babies keep growing and getting more and more until they get really thick, more like, say, this one here. You can see how thick this one is here. Can you see it? Yeah, right there. That's got a few layers, quite a few babies that have caked together to make a mother. Alright, so also these are very easy to make too. I have a video out. You could search for it, or maybe even put the link up. You may see the link at the top, or maybe not, depending if I have the time to put the link up. But you just basically take the kombucha bottles that you buy at the store, the kombucha probiotic drink, you dump them into these glass containers, say two bottles, so we go up to about there, just a little bit like that. Then you secure a lid on top. I'll show you how to do that, and that will be all you'll need is some kind of elastic band or whatever you want, hemp, whatever you want. This here is natural fiber. Alright, this is, I believe, cotton or maybe bamboo or hemp. I don't remember exactly, but it's all natural, and I made sure it was also not bleached or anything, so completely natural. You just place that over top and then secure it, of course, with whatever to make it so no fruit flies get in, or any airborne diseases, bacteria, mold, fungi, anything like that. And that allows for it to breathe still. Alright, so that's very important. If you don't put a lid on, it will not, it will eventually go moldy, and fruit flies will get in there and all that, because they're attracted to the smell of the vinegar and all that. So anyways, with the super mushrooms here, alright, if just so you know that they actually do evolve by, you know, most people are feeding their kombuchas white refined sugar. Now if you look in nature, of course, white refined sugar was never found in nature. Alright, so you think, how did these kombucha mushrooms grow in nature? How was it possible? How did it happen? Well, you know, probably, you know, apples for one, fruit trees. Apples fall in ponds or rivers and things like that, and that's a natural sugar that when the apple or fruit, whatever fruit, dissolves in there and gets in there, then it's supplying it some sugar, and it feeds off of that. So this is what it naturally was feeding. And when I did the experiment, I had, you know, maybe a dozen of these big jars going or so, maybe, well, probably 6 or just over 6 or so, and a half dozen. And so I had controls like this, and when I fed the ones, for years I was feeding them white refined sugar, and I finally clicked in, hey, you know, this is, you know, they probably would like the real deal. And they turned out to be super mushrooms, just like this one here, the big white one here, and very clear and strong and very, very good tasting. Alright, so what the ingredients of this one is going to be here is going to be, this is a green Granny Smith apple. Now, I'm the liver flush man, and in the liver flushing world, green Granny Smith apples have the highest concentration of malic acid, and the malic acid found in these apples dissolve liver and gallstones as well as kidney stones. Alright, and the green Granny Smiths of all apples have the highest concentration of the malic acid naturally. You can also buy malic acid powder, alright, and that works too. And then these other apples here, these are all organic products here. These are Gala apples, and they were also on sale, organic, for $1 a pound. So I got all these apples for $4, all these Gala apples. And then we got some lemons here. The lemons, I've already tested it. I've done apple, ginger, lemon, and lime, and the mushrooms, phenomenal. They just loved it. All right. So we got some ginger. So I'll just put the total ingredients here that are going in. All right. So we got an apple, but I got 2 kinds, just one Granny Smith this time, and the Gala, because they were on sale. They all work. And then a lemon and also a lime. All right. And then we also got here the young coconut. Now these are coconuts, but these are the baby coconuts before they mature. And when they mature, all this white skin here, it dehydrates and falls off. It all dehydrates and comes off, and then you get the mature old coconut, which then the insides of it is not then soft. It's really hard, as you know, with the coconut. But this one, it's like usually creamy inside or much softer, so you can scoop it out. We're going to be using just the young coconut liquid in here, because that's got structured water, highly structured water, and very, very high quality sugars as well. So we're going to use, I'm going to make 4 or 5 of these full batches here. Alright, and so we're going to, I got more jars over here in the sink, more empty ones here. These are glass pickle jars. I also use these for doing enemas as well. And so, you know, you can get those glass pickle jars, and that's it. So the total ingredients there are an apple, so apple, lemon, ginger, lime, and coconut. All right. So and then one more ingredient. I'm going to put a little bit of apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar is very much related to the kombucha mushroom here, and this here, the mother of the apple cider vinegar. You can also grow a kind of mushroom-like thing, which I just learned about a couple days ago from my dad's friend. So I'm going to try growing one of those as well. Supposedly, you can actually grow an apple cider vinegar like a mother. I don't know if it's a mushroom or what it is exactly. That's yet to be seen and experiment with. But there's something I really got to show you before we get into all this. You will be so amazed at what I actually was able to do here. I may be the first one in the world, I don't know, to do this. You'll be amazed. Let me just go get it. Just bear with me for about 10 seconds and I'll go get it. It's going to be awesome. You'll be very amazed. So just hold on one sec. Alright, so here it is, folks. I never knew this was possible, okay? So I don't know, I've never seen a video, I've never heard of anybody have this happen. You may have never even heard of what this elixir is. This is the most powerful probiotic in the world. Kombucha comes atop, maybe second or close to it. All right, this is, if you know me and my videos, you've probably heard of urine therapy before. I actually have a YouTube channel, uropaths.com, and that is drinking your own urine for health, longevity, and this is fermented urine here. All right, this is at least 2 or 3 months old fermented urine, and as you can see, sorry, the phone just rang, we'll just ignore that, but as you can see in here, look at that mushroom in there, like a jellyfish, just like the kombucha mushroom here. The actual mushroom grew from my fermented urine after a couple, 2 or 3 months. So this is a living mushroom that grew from my fermented urine with no additional ingredients or anything, just my urine fermented. Now at the bottom, I don't know if I was getting that in the camera there. Let me show you. You see that mushroom there, right over here on the side. Let me spin it around so you can see it. There's the edge there. It's a full-blown mushroom. I actually took it out. It's very jelly-like. It's a living being in there. That's a living mushroom that's living off of my fermented urine. That shows you how powerful this urine is. And this mushroom, I guess I'll call it the fermented urine mushroom right there. You know, that'll be its name right there. And if you look down the bottom here, I don't know if you can see, but there's a nice bit of white cream there. Now I have, you know, like dozens of these fermented urine, and I usually label them on the top with the date, and so I know how long they've fermented. Now this cream on the bottom, that is some of the most healing, beneficial skin cream in the world. It does not get better than that. That's the most natural, made for your own body as well. So there it is. Can you believe it? The fermented urine mushroom right there. Alright, that's the real deal. I don't know if I was the only one in the world to ever find this so far. I have no idea. But there it is, man. There it is. Alright. So let's get back to this anyways, and we'll see about the apple cider vinegar as well. So first of all, what we're going to do here is we're going to cut up some ginger. Alright, these mushrooms also really seem to like this ginger, plus it also makes it like a really beautiful ginger taste, like a ginger ale brew with you know, it's very nice. So just cut up the ginger, of course, into, you know, nice little small chunks like that, nice and thin, so you know, get good surface tension. And then what you want to do is you don't want to actually boil this, or you lose a lot of the nutrients. As you know probably from my other videos, if you watched them, if you cook food above 105, it kills pretty much all of the well, it kills all of the higher nutrients. There's 5 main nutrients: vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, enzymes, and life force. Now antioxidants, enzymes, and life force are the higher sources of nutrients. Those are all killed when you cook it above 105. And the vitamins and minerals are also very denatured. So what we're going to do in order to not do that is, what I did is I boiled this water. You can see it's still steaming there, but it's gone below 105 now, or very close to it. So it's not, you bring it to a boil, wait 10 minutes or so, then throw in your ginger, and then you're really going to save all the properties. And that's the real way to make tea anyways in general, by doing it like that. Okay, and we'll just let that seep, and that'll, when we'll put the ginger in. Plus, when you have that warm water, then that's how you can get it to room temperature when you're ready to put the mushrooms in, because I'm going to be putting the fresh water in this. You can use distilled water if you want. Now, me myself, I'll move the camera over here so you can see for a second. Over here, if you look over here, this is my water filter right here. This is a Niken Pi-Mag water filter, which has 3 different filters in it that filter it each at different levels. And then there's also a magnetic charger in there, which charges the water and makes it a softer water and very good tasting, and supercharges the water. Alright, So it's also important, if you can, to filter your water. Alright? And if you don't filter your water, you don't have a filter, or you don't have money to buy one or whatever, then what you can do is at least you can put the water in a glass jar and let it sit for 24 hours, and that'll get rid of the chlorine, but not the fluoride. And not all water filters get rid of fluoride. Even distilling water does not get rid of the fluoride. It may get rid of some, but not most of it, that's for sure. Just for quick over here, I'll just show you here. I live near an ocean, so I go and get kelp, and this is kelp here, which I let it ferment as well. I don't use that in the recipe with the kombucha. What I do is I let this ferment, it turns into a night, and then I add it to my bath, and this is really good for your skin. You can also just dip your hand in there and wipe it on your face or across your body, and that's really nice. Alright, just a little tip there. But I'll show you the kelp that I actually got from the ocean recently. I go for swims in the ocean every couple days, and up here, if you see up here, this is all kelp leaves for the kelp. I dry them, and it only takes 24 hours, and that is amazing source, highest source of iodine on the planet, and it's quick and easy to dehydrate, and it makes excellent snack, and it's high concentration of minerals. Alright, so let's get back. Let me just get this back set up here, and the battery is on low here, so we're probably not going to get through this whole thing. I am going to have to cut out and come back here. So so now we got the ginger there soaking, simmering there in the water, and then now we're going to cut up the apples, and then we're going to juice the apples, and we're going to put the pure juice in there to feed these mushrooms with the sugar. We're also going to, juice the lemons. I got this nice glass hand juicer here for juicing the lemons and the limes. Alright, so kind of what I recommend. Alright, normally when you feed these kombucha mushrooms with the white refined sugar, you do 2 cups of sugar for 4 liters. For 4 liters, these are 4-liter pickle jars, so 2 cups. And that is approximately, I'll show you what it looks like. There's 1 cup there. That's a plastic 1 cup thing of white refined sugar. So in order to not use the white sugar, I recommend about 4 normal size apples for one of these, 1 lemon, and about half a lime or 1 lime, and a little chunk of ginger. And if you want, as a bonus, you can feed it coconut water. I have not tried this yet, so I don't know how well it's going to work. Maybe we'll do 1 without the coconut, and then 1 with, and I have another young coconut, maybe 1 with only young coconut. Now, it doesn't only feed off of white refined sugar, it also feeds off of green tea or black tea or the equivalent of. Now, I thought, I wanted to do it as raw as possible with no cooking or heating. So I thought of the idea of, getting some leaves or whatever, and, putting that in there. Now, because that's probably, of course, how it would happen in nature. Of course, none of the green tea is cooked in nature and so on. So, I mean, I can't imagine a fire, they wouldn't live like that. So what we could do here is we could, I have some really high source organic green tea right here. Now these are the stems and leaves of it that were dried, and this is high quality, so it was, cured at low temperatures, which means it's not completely raw, but it still hasn't been cooked. It's not right off the tree or the leaf. So this is a pretty good thing here. So what we'll do is we'll heat up some water, same thing, let it boil, and then let it simmer for down for 10 minutes, and then we'll add this. In the future, I will be, taking it to the next level and evolving it with all raw ingredients, including the green tea, and we'll be checking those leaves because I got a lot of these to try it and see how that works. Okay, so for now, we'll do it with what we got. And just a reminder though, you know, you probably almost already forgot. Can you believe it? Look at that. The fermented urine mushroom right there, the real living out of the colloids of the urine, right? So that is the ultimate probiotic. That's considered, you know, this is this kind of drink like this is best for doing enemas, because of course it tastes so horrible. But it can also be a bit of an acquired taste, much like beer or Brussels sprouts or whatever. But think of beer, if you were a kid and your uncle or your grandpa gave you some, you know, it didn't taste so good. Well, same with this. So, but anyways, the enema, you don't taste it, and it also goes right into the intestines where over 80% of the immune system is located. So this is actually an alternative to vaccinations. This is also going to keep you from getting the flus. This is going to make your immune system very, very, very strong, all right, with the natural probiotic which creates the antibodies. This is also one of the top #1 cancer cures in the world, next to the liver flush and the coffee enema, all right? Okay, so here we go. We're going to cut up the apples and juice them now, and we'll see how much longer this battery lasts here. So let's get this rolling here. All right. So what I usually do with the apples is I just cut really right next to the core there, so you don't get any seeds. I do both sides of the core like that, so you're right on the sides. Then just right down like that. And this part here, you know, you could eat it. You could eat it later or whatever. But you know, the faster you make this stuff, the less it oxidizes. All right, so you basically, that's a real quick way to do it. You just, I'll do it again here. Cut next to the core on one side there, on the other side, and flip it over and just go on the two sides, so you got your little core like that. Very simple, quick, and easy to do. So we'll make our first kombucha drink here. We'll just do one, because I'm going to repeat it 5 times to make five separate jars. So that is now, what is that, 2 apples or 3 apples? I think that was only 2 apples. Alright, so here's 3. 1 here, there's 1. Boom, boom, boom. Nice and quick and easy. And another thing here, which I'm going to be doing here, as a good reminder for me, is that you see all these apple cores here with all the seeds inside. Well, what you can do is you can you know, take these seeds out, dry them, and then in the springtime you could go and, you know, soak them so they sprout, then go and plant them in a park or in your backyard or anywhere. And you know, basically I thought of a concept of pick and eat parks, not picnic, but pick and eat. So it's it could be full out organic vegetables, or also, you know, all these fruits. Save all your fruit seeds and pits and go out and plant them. So you know, people that are less fortunate, that you know, they could go to these parks and basically go eat all the most healthy fruits they want anytime they want, you know, and well, in the season. All right, so that's a great idea as well. Recycling of the things. Just like that's why urine therapy for me, when you're eating all these healthy organic superfoods and all these organic foods, that's why recycling by drinking your urine is really smart way to recycle those nutrients, and you save money, that's for sure. You save a lot of money. Right, so we got the 4 apples there now, I believe that's 4 apples. So boom, let's get those juicing here. And we'll do a half of the Granny Smith. Now, with my research on the liver and gallbladder stones as well, it's the kombucha mushroom. I tested it with, I did the liver and gallbladder flush and put the liver and gallbladder stones in the kombucha drink, and the kombucha drink dissolved them. So did lemons, and so did apple cider vinegar. And those are 3 of the things that are going into this. So this is going to be super for also dissolving liver and gallstones, kidney stones, decalcification of the endocrine glands, including the pineal gland, the thyroid, the pituitary, also hypothalamus. Everything's going to get decalcified and it's going to break up and dissolve. It's very good stuff. Alright, so here we go. Let's get the juicer going here and let's get this on the road. We can get the show on the road. Alright, here we go. Let's move her up a little bit so we get that. There we go. We got 2 minutes left on the card there, so we'll have to cut out here in a little bit. And now let's get, we're going to get 2 lemons. And then these do a nice job getting all that, and of course because it's not plastic, it's much higher quality, non-toxic, and lasts basically a lifetime if you don't break it or lose it. And get a good ring around there, get it all out. Nice, good, solid. Get her out. Another lemon. Alright, 1 minute left on that SD card. And also a good tool to have for the juicing there. Let me find it here. Boom, boom, boom. See if it's in there. Yes, like one of these little guys like this. So you just strain it out and it catches all the seeds. And it's a nice fine little stainless steel wire mesh. Just move your finger around, get all the liquid out. And you don't want any chunks and stuff like that. You want it to be very pure consistency. Alright, so, and same with the foam here. You don't want any of this foam. Okay, 7 seconds left. It's going to cut out. We'll be back in a sec. Okay, folks, here we are. We're back. And so, like I said, you don't want that foam. So you basically just spoon it out. And it's also very tasty, of course. So that foam is not going to be good. That's going to mess around with the oxidation and the mushroom because it floats on top to get oxygen. So just eat that. Yes, the mushroom is going to love this. And get as much of the foam. Skim the top. This recipe Well, you taste the difference between any store-bought one, plus those have been sitting in the store for however long and transported, and the mushroom is not still in there, so it's not as much of a living probiotic. Now this, because the mushroom is a living mushroom like that, it actually filters the water as well and gets rid of all the stuff and makes all the good stuff. It transmutes it into friendly, beneficial bacteria. This black stuff you see there, that's the beneficial bacteria. Alright, and so there we go. We got, that's a lot of really good high quality sugar right there. So we got, what did we get? We got 1 lemon in there, and then we're going to want to do half a lime. So 4 apples, 1 lemon, half a lime, and then we're going to do the green tea as well. All right, and we got that ginger as well. So this one we'll just do that. It'll be ginger, apple, lemon, and lime, and that's it. So it's the ginger, apple, lemon, lime Kombucha ale brew drink. It's a super enzyme drink. This all living enzymes that the mushroom is producing. These living enzymes, and enzymes are the higher food chain of the nutrients for the body. So this is very nourishing, supporting the immune system, and supercharging your body with the powerful probiotic nutrients. Okay, so there we go. There's the half a lime now. Just give a little stir like that, and you can eat this part here. And we'll stir that up, and then we'll add some of the ginger, and the ginger has still got some warm water, so that's going to help balance it out, because now we're going to come over here and we're going to get some of that water from this beautiful water filtration system. This filtration system costs about $1,500 new. Alright, this one here. And so what we do is put on, you know, this is how this one works. We put on the water here just minimally, then turn this on, boom, and that's the filtered water coming on there. So with the filtered water, this machine, it doesn't, if you put hot water and try to filter it, it still comes out cold. It blocks the hot water. So basically you're getting pretty cold water, tap water that's cold, that's been filtered. So that's why I make the ginger as well, and warm up the water with the ginger and soak the ginger. That way we could balance it, so when we put the mushroom in, it's at room temperature right away, and you don't gotta wait for it to all you know, wait for it to go to room temperature. You can just adjust it immediately. So we'll let this fill up here. And this is well worth the wait, folks. This is a super kombucha mushroom, a super ginger, apple, lemon, lime kombucha ale brew. This is nature's beer. This is nature's beer, the real deal. This gives you altered state consciousness, but spiritual altered state consciousness. Opens you up to sacred geometry, the language of light, opens up your third eye by the decalcification of those endocrine glands, including the pineal gland and pituitary gland, as I talked about earlier. So here we go, we got some good water in there. Alright, we'll just go for that for now, right about there. Okay. And right there it says, right there, 128 ounces. This jar is 128 ounces. Now a normal enema bucket that you buy from Amazon or anywhere, a store, wherever, they're typically 48 ounces, which is not even half that. It's almost a third of it. So it would only be about that much. So eventually, if you start doing enemas and you do fasting and stuff, you'll be able to take the full 128 ounces into your large and small intestines. Alright, so let's move back over here to the ginger here. Now with the ginger, we have it seeping in this pot right here, of course, as we did earlier. It's still pretty hot here, so let's throw in that green tea now as well, so it's a bit cooler, so even the green tea will be less heated, but still warm enough to you know, dissolve it all up and get the nutrients in the water. Alright, so well, this is going to be enough to do a couple of jars, so I'm going to put in just a nice amount. And normally it's about 5 tea bags for one of these big jars like this. So the normal recipe is 2 cups of white refined sugar and 5 to 8 tea bags of green tea, you know. But we're doing the super evolved mushroom here, so about the same amount of tea that would be in those tea bags. Alright, so that's about good there. Alright, so we'll still let this seep a bit more for this. So let's continue on here. Let's continue on and make the next batch for the next jar here. Got this all ready, and I'll fill up some more water while we're doing that as well, so manage our time well, efficiently. Alright, there it is there. And let's get another. These come in real handy here as well. I really like getting these glass Pyrex, what do you call them, they're beaker things or whatever, measuring cups, and that way if you're doing the liver and gallbladder flush, there's 4 ounces there, which is half a cup. There's 8 ounces, which is 1 cup, and that's anywhere from half to 1 cup. That's how much olive oil you want to drink to do the liver and gallbladder flush and get the stones out. Okay, so let's chop up some more apples. If you actually really timed how long this takes, it doesn't take that much time, you know. It's equate it to, like, you know, if you cook something or whatever, you know, it doesn't take much longer, and it's very, very, very nutritional, and also very tasty. And a lot of times maybe your friends or people that come visit you never heard of kombucha, and you can turn them on to it and even give them a baby. Give them a baby mushroom and give them the recipe, and they may love it too. Nature's beer. Alright, going to save all those apple seeds as well. Have hundreds of gala apple trees growing in the park. That's it. It's very sustainable practice there. Boom, boom. Alright, already got our 4 apples. Let's juice these guys up. That's filled with the water now. Alright, let's keep her rolling along. It's over. cider vinegar helps to get the culture going when you're, you know, and a lot of times what's good is if you already have a kombucha mushroom here with the liquid, it was very vinegary and stuff, strong, then you always add a little bit of that, like, you know, at least 1/10 to your new batch to get it going, the fermented process and stuff. It'll work without it, but it really likes it. So the apple cider vinegar is a little trick in order to get the culture going. You can put in like 1 or 2 tablespoons, alright? Or 2 of these caps is good, alright? I'm going to give that a little stir as well. Give that a little bit of the, there we go, okay. That part, so we got that one with the apple cider vinegar, and then let's get again 1.5 lemons here, or what do we do? Yeah, 1 lemon and half a lime. That's right. There we go. All right. There's the lemon. And I mean, there are also ways to do this more impromptu if you don't have all these tools. One way is you can cup your hand like this and squeeze the lemon into your hand, and that includes for salad dressings or anything or whatever it is, and that way your hands will just catch the seeds like that, and you can squeeze it out. And if you do that, if you have a spoon with you too, what you can do is then you take the spoon and you can get about a whole bunch more juice by getting the spoon and getting that out and getting like about 2 or 3 spoonfuls more out of it. Especially if you're paying extra money for the organic lemon, you really don't want to waste all that extra stuff. It only takes a few more seconds to get it out. Alright, there we go. Alright, and get the little sifter on there, and again then I'll also scoop off the foam, eat that foam. Move it with the finger like this, and then same with this, you can save these seeds, dry them, and in the spring plant them for lemon trees, for your future liver flushes, for living a long, healthy, happy life. And half a lime to go with it here. And then the last one, the third one we'll do here, we'll feed it just 2 young coconuts by itself and none of the other fruit, and we'll see what happens. We'll compare the differences and maybe even do 1 white refined sugar to see what happens. They're all the same strain of mushroom, but actually the strains can evolve into super strains by feeding them, moving from white sugar to real fruit sugar, the real fructose and the high natural source of sugar. So let's get the lime in there. The lime and the coconut, the lime and the coconut. And this part here, like limes don't really have seeds usually either, and then just lick that right out. Like that. Good. Good to go. Alright. And then let's scoop out the foam. And that green tea will be pretty well done, and we'll be ready to finalize this thing. Well, last thing I did forget was I do have this green Granny Smith apple, so let's just juice that rest of that. I think the green Granny Smith apple is, you know, is one of the keys to making this really, really good, because my premonition and intuition is that because the green Granny Smith apple is the best apple for dissolving liver and gallstones from the malic acid content, and the fact that kombucha mushroom dissolves liver and gallstones a lot as well, that they probably really work together. Although all apples are good, and too much apple is not good. It doesn't want too much sugar, or too little sugar, too much green tea or too little green tea. Like the Buddha said, if the string is too tight, it won't play. If the string is too loose, it won't play. But if the string is just right, it plays beautiful music. The third one will be 2 coconuts, and then the last one will be 4 apples, 1 lemon, and half a lime. And we'll have an extra lemon there. Alright. Still dripping out. I'll just check this tea here. Let's check the green tea. Let's take a look at this. Best is to give it a little taste. Turn that off. Alright, here we go. Let's give this a taste with the green tea to see how this tea is here. There's enough green tea. Yeah, it's pretty close. I'm going to put in a little bit more green tea here. Throw in a little bit more. You know, you go by taste. It should be as strong as you would normally make tea. Right, about the same. So I'm going to throw a little more because this is going to have to feed four of these 4-liter jars. So that's quite a bit of tea bags. This is high quality, so yeah. That'll be about perfect now. We're good to go on that. And now that this is not as hot as well, you're going to keep the nutrients all intact. Well, pretty good anyways. Alright, so we'll let that simmer a bit more. Now, while we're letting that simmer, I'm going to show you how to open a young coconut. One of the ways to open young coconuts. My favorite way to open it, although there are other ways, and I have not tried one of the ways too often, and that way I would like to learn the technique is to get a big butcher type knife, like the big giant blade, and then you just, you know, 1, 2, 3, whack, right there, boom, right there, you know, right across here like that. Then I turn it, 1, 2, 3, boom, another whack there, and then boom, boom, right here. And then another one, boom, right there, and then you got your little square, and you just pull it open, or you know, and it's a real art, and it's a real, you know, technique to be able to do it quick and efficiently. But I prefer this way for now because I don't have one of those knives. But this is what I do. I take a paring knife that is quite strong, very sharp, and a little bit flexible, just a little bit. They can also be quite flexible, but you want the handle to be really strong because they can break. First, what you want to do is put your hand on the side and keep your like, make sure it doesn't go really past the half, so you can't really miss that far unless you have really bad aim. So you're aiming for about this area right around here. You don't want to go too far there, or you can't really turn the knife, it'll just go out to the side. So you don't want to go too close, or it'll make a really small hole, and then you can't get the spoon in there and spoon out the white creamy part. And sometimes if the young coconut is a little older, it won't be so creamy, it'll actually be harder like a mature coconut. So you're aiming for about the center of the peak, and there, about right there, or just a little bit slightly down. But about the center is perfect, especially when you're beginning. It's better to make a smaller hole than go too far, because then you don't want to have the angle of the knife pointing down this way. You want it, you know, just right around, so it's going to go. So 1, 2, 3. You kind of give it like what they call in golf a waggle. So you hold it here. 1, 2, 3. Look, that was perfect. See, that's the middle right there, and I said a little bit further down, and like that's exactly perfect. Then you get a nice big hole. So you push it in, you stab it in, then you push it in about 3/4 of the way in like that, and that gives you the ability to have a good angle on it. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to move it back and forth and kind of push it down and turn it just like that, right around. Once you get it going, it just keeps going, and then boom, you connect right up to the end like that. Alright, boom, there comes the top. Look at that beauty right there. Now this one here, you take the spoon, and this one, see, this is perfect. That, like, if you know, like a banana or avocado, you know when it's perfect because it's not too hard and it's not too soft and creamy, and it's nice and thick still. So that is perfect consistency of that. Now we are just going to be using this liquid water part here. Now, one thing with the young coconut is you want to be sure none of these little wood parts in here, when you got the knife going around, you want to make sure all these loose parts, you get them out if there's any loose parts. Okay, and it's nice to just take a little sip. Now that is so sweet, and that's the real deal. That's not from a can, and that's still structured in there. So that's how to open the young coconut, and very refreshing, hydrating, rejuvenating drink. Alright, there it is. That's a beauty. Some of the best sugar there, and let's again scoop off this, and we will get those kombucha finished off here. And typically you want to let your kombucha ferment for a minimum of 4 days. The longer it ferments, the stronger it gets, the more vinegary. Now if it's too strong for you to drink, of course you can water it down. Now what I usually really like to do when friends come over and stuff and it's really strong and it's been sitting for a long time and you haven't used it all, is you make tea like normal, whatever kind of tea you want, and then you just add, you know, as much kombucha as you want to give it a nice tangy strong flavor, and that'll give it the probiotic as well. Well, it doesn't give it probiotic, but it alright, so here we go. This one needs the apple cider vinegar as well. Alright, so 2 capfuls for that one as well, and give it a little stir. So there we got that, and I'm sure our green tea is all about perfectly seeped here. Let's try another little bit here. So that was the color. That was the color of the last. Alright, that it just cut out. I'm back here. You saw the color that the green tea was the first time. Now that we've seeped it and added more green tea, it is actually really nice. Now it's the proper color and proper strength to do 4 of these large jars that we're going to do here. So I'll show you the consistency of the color now of the green tea here. So look at that. Boom, very nice dark green there. Very, very good amount of green tea. Actually very, very strong, so we won't need too much of this. It's already very potent. Alright. Okay, so now you've learned how to make these ingredients, how to open the young coconut. I'll open one more again for you, show you how quick and easy it is, because we are going to be adding 2 of these young coconuts. Alright, take another sip. Salute. Alright, and here we go, the hand to the left. 1, 2, 3, boom, right there. A little low, but not too bad. I got a nice angle there, which is hanging right that way. Because it's sloped on an angle like that, it's very easy to get right around and you line up right here. Now if you do go a little too close, like up here, what you can do is you can shoot to kind of expand it out further, and then come around and connect up over here if you went up high over here. So if you come over here, so you can always make it a bit larger as you go around. Alright, so here we go again. We push it in a little further, like sometimes you push the knife in, and then you get it started by pushing down like that. And of course, be careful, take your time. Alright, I'm kind of rushing a little bit, so I'll take my time, but as you can see right there, we're already halfway now, and it's a nice big large one we've done this time so far. Alright, and boom, 2, 3 right there, connect up just like that, and there it is. There's a little piece of wood there. A lot of times right where you open it and where you connect back up, you could get this kind of thing. That's a really hard wood chunk there. So yes, you definitely don't want those, or you could chew on those and it could potentially break your teeth if your teeth aren't strong, or whatever like that. So same with if you're adding this to smoothies. My favorite smoothie with this young coconut is durian and young coconut. And durian is a big fruit. I don't think I have any to show you here. Let's check my fridge. No, but I got other videos. Check it out, how to make a young coconut durian shake. Alright, another sip from that. And we got our young coconuts going. Now let's do the final thing here and make the kombucha and put the lid on and let it ferment. We're almost there. One more reminder, folks. Look at this. Maybe the first person in the world to ever have the right kind of urine to be able to produce a living mushroom from fermented urine. This fermented urine, like I said, is probably for sure at least 2 months old, probably 3 or 4 months old, and that mushroom is still living. Alright, here we go. There is the drink there. There's one there. And these ones are all dormant. We got all that fresh filtered water there. This fresh filtered water. So the next step now is to pour the contents of all this into there. Well, actually what would be good would be to put a little less water, because you want to make sure before you put the mushroom in that it is room temperature. So this one here is already room temperature, so I get a good feel of that. Yes, it's the same as the fruit, because the fruit were at room temperature. And this water is colder. Yes, this water is colder from the tap still. Hasn't got to room temperature. So first I'll take out a mushroom and show you what they look like and what you can expect. In here there are a couple, let's see if those are fruit flies or not. No, that's just the bacteria. That's the good bacteria, the probiotic bacteria. Now at the bottom of the kombucha mushroom down here, there's a little sac in here, and that sac is where it holds the water, and that's where the water, it filters the water and turns it into more bioavailable water, which means more absorbable into the cells. So that's why this probiotic is so good for you, because it's so refined and it doesn't have solid food. You know, it's very much just a liquid. What you can do is, often what happens is you can peel the mushrooms apart like this, and that way you can add this one to your new fresh mix that you're going to make there. Alright, so you can pull them apart, and again you can also dehydrate these in a dehydrator, or just at room temperature, which is more ideal, because then there's no heat. It takes a little longer, but it's a higher quality product. Alright, these ones that all cake together have actually formed a mother, so you can't really separate this any more than that. Alright, so we got 2 mushrooms there. This stuff here we're going to want to use as part of the batch for the new one. Alright, so I'll get one more glass jar here that we'll use to pour this batch. I'm going to give a taste of this too. Alright, that's good kombucha. So this one may have been one that I did with the apples and stuff before, or this could have been one of the white refined sugar ones, which is okay, because if you're going to be evolving your mushroom and it lived off of white sugar, the strain, for a while, then that's also good if you use a bit of that stuff, because then it helps make the transition for the mushroom. Just like if you are going to head for a raw food diet, like a higher percent, it's good for transitional to go slowly and still eat some cooked food and work your way up to a more and more raw food diet. Same with these mushrooms. If they've been living off that strain for white sugar, it's nice to transition them slowly as well. So here we go. You get the water in there. That will be about right for that one. And then this one here will get about the same. And we can always add more cold water later. So the main thing is we'll try that for now. There, a little bit more in this one. And here, let me move these mushrooms out of the way. And looks like I cut myself or something. Somewhere seems to be bleeding or something. I can't find it on my hand. But as far as the green tea goes here, let's put in some of this green tea now. So I'll sift a bit more like this. So there we go. There's the nice pure green tea with ginger. That's very, very strong. That's because it's high quality. That's a good color there. And it's good. That's, you know, one way to gauge it too is by the color like that. So those are about good right there for the green tea. You don't want too much. And then here we go. Each of these, feeding it the amazing natural sugars from apple, lemon, and lime. Okay, we got that part. So we got all the food for it now. Let me test the okay, it's still a little cold. Okay, so in order to heat this up, we're going to add some hot water, but I want to use the good water for that. So what I am going to do now, the final last little bit of stuff here, is I am going to boil a pot of water, and again I'm going to use the filtered water to boil this water, and I'm going to do it in a stainless steel pot. Alright, so I'll get that going, and then we'll feed the last one the young coconuts there. Last one, the young coconuts. Alright, so let me, just bear with me, we're almost done this video here, and then you'll have everything you need to try this yourself. And at the end of the video, you know what, I will post the results. I'll make a video maybe in about 2 weeks from now to show you the results of the different ones, including the ones we're going to do here with the difference between the green tea and the young coconut. So last thing to do here is just so in hindsight, I could tell now I added too much green tea. But the good news is I didn't add it to the mushroom drink. I tasted it first and caught it early before it was too late. Because if you add too much, then the mushroom is not gonna like it, of course. Maybe just a tad bit more of the green tea, not too much. Just a tad bit more. There we go. And give that a little mix. gonna boil the water now, because it is important that it is at room temperature. You don't want it too cold or too hot, of course, either. Alright. So, we got the stainless steel pot, and I'll add this filtered water, and we'll heat it up. It won't take very long here, and I'll get the coconut one going as well here. So let's just get a good amount in there. I'll turn this up. Alright, it doesn't even need to be too hot either. Alright. So, we're almost there. We're almost done this video. In a way, this is one of my best kombucha videos so far. I don't think many people have tried this recipe out there. Typically people are using light refined sugar or honey or sucanut or cane sugar or other forms of sugar, fructose, maple syrup, things like that, but the real deal is the fruit like this. That's the real natural deal. All those other, even though they're natural, they're not you know the way that the kombuchas were being fed in nature, right? So this is the real deal. Alright, we just got a little piece in there of something. I just want to get that out. A little piece of apple or something. Alright, there we go. We got the heat going, that water going, and one more mushroom will get out. So we got one mushroom there, another mushroom here for that one. Here's the lid. The lid goes on top like that, and then we'll put, and if you get it wet too, like you just put it in the sink and get it wet, these natural material, it's kind of neat. A little thing I found, once you get it wet like this, what you can do is you can actually just put it over top and then pull it down with your hand like this, and then it'll just mold to it like that, and you don't even need an elastic, and the bugs can't get in there. You just make sure you get a nice good seal around the top like that. Otherwise, just throw a rubber band around it and it's really secure as well. Okay, so get this. This is the nicest mushroom right here. This one is a beauty. Let's try this one with the young coconut. Alright, so that one there, let's try that one on the young coconut. So we'll get the young coconut one going now. So with the young coconut, here, this one, there's the filtered water. Now here's one young coconut that we opened. Two young coconut, that's all the sugar it's going to need here. And then it needs the green tea as well, so similar amount. That was about the color we had before, and then we added just a little bit more like that. Boom, right there. And let's put the young coconut in. With the young coconut, when you open it like that, that's why I typically take a little sip, like a little sip, and then if you put it in the blender, once you get it here, if you don't take a sip and you dump it, a lot of it might spill down. But if you take a little sip or 2 or 3 sips and then dump it really fast, then it all gets in there, like just a little bit splashes out. So that's very cold as well. So we're just waiting for the warm water here. It's pretty warm already, so we're just about there now. Alright, here we go. We got our 3 sources there. Alright folks, we're almost there. Last little reminder. Oh, we could put a little bit of apple cider vinegar in as well. The young coconut. Well, I think let's leave it with just the young coconut, because that's a kind of superior deal. The young coconut, think that'll be just by itself. While that water's warming up, last little reminder, ladies and gentlemen, check it out. The fermented urine mushroom. Can you believe it? It grew with nothing, just the urine from the body. The body was able to produce a living mushroom from the colloids of the fermented urine. Alright, and finally, let's get some warm water in there, not too much. We'll try just a bit so we get the room temperature thing going. Alright, let's see what we got now in this. Let's stir it up. That one's too cold, that one's good, that one's good. Those are both good, but we do want to add still a bit more water because you want to maximize your kombucha. So just before this little indent, you want your mushroom to be right there, right at this spot, so you maximize it all. If you do it up here, the mushroom will only grow that size, and as it grows, the mushroom will get bigger. So it's just good to do right there, the size of the mushroom. So I'll get a little bit more filtered water. We got enough warm water there to balance it all out. And here we are, folks. We're just about done now. And this is enough kombucha to last quite a while too, depending on how much you drink. And like I said, if you do it with the tea, you make a tea and then you just add the kombucha, especially if it's strong. It really lasts a long time, and a lot of people will like it more that way, especially if they've never tried it, because it's a different kind of taste. It's kind of an acquired taste because it's a new thing, and a lot of people haven't really tried it before. Get a little more filtered water. Alright. There we go. This one's still pretty cold. Okay, last to make last is to make it all room temperature here before the mushroom goes in. A little bit more of, just make sure I got the filter here. Alright, that should be good on that one. That's good. This one needs a little bit more. Let's see how it's looking out. Stir it all up. It's okay if there's a couple little leaves or whatever in there, the green tea or whatever, as long as there's not tons of chunks everywhere. That's good, and that's good. Alright, we're all good. As long as it's really fairly close to room temperature, it only takes a few hours so it all balances out and gets to room temperature. So this mushroom we peeled off, and right there was a little hole, but that'll all fill in. It regenerates itself and gets thicker as it goes. So the key to putting it in is you want it to float on the top. If it sinks to the bottom, that's okay too. What'll happen if it's on the bottom, that means there's no air pockets in the bottom. Then, and this one has a hole, so this one might sink. But what'll happen if it sinks? A new one will still grow right on the top, anyways, and it'll be a nice new fresh one. So it doesn't matter. I typically try to get them to float right from the start, so it's a kind of technique for that. This one has a hole, so you can see it is sinking. They usually float. If they have a hole, though, the chances are they won't float. This one here, to get air on the bottom, you kind of get it in there and then just throw it like that. There you go. See that? Right there, floating on top. And here it is. This is the superior one. And look, and it just so happened that that this jar was also taller too, and gets the superior mushroom with the young coconut. The first time I've ever tried it with the young coconut here. So boom, right there. Look at that beauty. It floated right up there as well. And then the last part, here it is. The last part is just to put the tops on. And just in case I do get fruit flies in here, you can do the wet method that I showed you, but it's also nice to just take a rubber band, right, and put the cloth over and just band it right on like that, and then no flies can ever get in there, because you never know, if without the band they potentially could and all that. So that makes it nice and secure. Alright, beauty right there. Now one more, and that's it, folks. One of the healthiest probiotics in the world, definitely the top 5 on the world. And probiotics are natural antibiotics, that natural treatment for cancer. Helps the intestines to produce its own antibiotics by creating antibodies. Alright, this guy is sinking a little bit. He'll probably float in a couple more hours. He'll work his way up. And like I said, in any case, a new one will form on top anyways, so it doesn't even matter. Alright, and there we go. Elastic on that one. Boom! We did it, folks. Look at that. We got 3 of them there. The last one here I will do. I won't need to video it. You've already seen the process. I got the ingredients to do it with the green tea and the ginger. And the leftover, I got the young coconut here. And little trick on that, I actually find with the young coconut here to make an amazing breakfast cereal. What I do is I take the end of this right here, come up with this idea. I reach inside and go and just go around like this. Go around, and you actually make these little like noodles like this to go in your breakfast cereal. And you can use the coconut milk instead of dairy milk, so no mucus forming. And it's just excellent. All kinds of things you can make with these little noodles like that. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen, the Super Zyme drink, enzyme rich with the living probiotics from the Kombucha mushroom, a living mushroom that feeds off of fruit sugar and green tea. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Jordan Blaikie, the Liver Flush Man. Thanks for watching. We will see you next time, and don't forget, check it out. There it is, the fermented urine mushroom. Alright, we'll see you next time, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Well, here we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Just one last little tip here. Alright, there are the 3 jars. They're beautiful, looking good. Alright, and last little tip with the juicer here, my Omega juicer that I have here. It's all stainless steel products here, including this nice blade here, very sharp and nice blade here, solid heavy duty spin here. Spins very fast, and here it comes through. So all this stuff here, this makes excellent chips, dehydrated you know, fruit chips. This is basically all apples, right? That's the only part we juiced. So so what you can do is you can make a pie with this. This could be a pie crust. You could dehydrate it and make a pie crust. Anything you can think of. Lots of different desserts. You can make some kind of dehydrated cookie with it. You could add things like dates to give it more sweetness. All kinds of different things like that. But this ensures that you don't waste all this amazing good nutrients and food. And when you dehydrate as well, you're not losing the vitamins and minerals. So yeah, you know, basically like this kind of thing here, you could put it on a plate and pack it all down. And as an experiment here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to dehydrate it either at room temperature, so you don't even need a dehydrator. I think it'll work. It'll especially work if you put it in the sun, like in your windowsill. But even these skins and stuff, that's all good. And if you make chips, what you can do is you can just you know, make it really thin like this. You know, you could take your time and make it nice and round or whatever you want. And then you have this kind of thing. Then you can make some kind of creams and stuff. You could add like lemon and coconut oil, and maple syrup or anything to sweeten it, and you make some kind of sauce, and then you just dip it in and eat it. And this is a really healthy, tasty snack. Alright, so it's just a way to recycle again, more recycling of the food that you buy, and then that way you can really justify buying organic, because you know you're getting a lot of food and none of it's going to waste. All the people that are juicing and stuff and buying organic food, you know, all this stuff goes to waste, and it's all good. Especially this stuff has amazing fiber in it. Alright, and the skin is good too, depending on what kind of texture and stuff you want. You know, if you want the skins, because the skins, if they're organic, there's no pesticides or very little, and that's got the amazing flavonoids and other most packed nutrient dense per you know, per whatever the volume of it is, more nutrients than the other stuff. But all this stuff, the juice has got a lot of the sweetness for making this, and this part has a lot of all the fiber in it. And fiber, if you're going on the raw food diet, that's one of the problems with the raw food diet for people. They find, most people, when they eat the raw food diet, they find they can't do it because they have kind of diarrhea, like their body's not digesting it, and that has to do with the fiber ratio that they're taking in. So this ensures that your stools will be nice and you know, thick and healthy looking and stuff. And this fiber, especially in the winter when you're on the raw food diet, this kind of juicing, that includes vegetables as well. You know, all kinds of vegetables, and especially like celery and stuff. That's got amazing fiber which brooms your intestines out. And so this is a nice glass bowl here, and it's just as easy as pressing it out like this. And what you can also do is put a heat lamp over top it, or even just a regular light bulb, just have it just above, and that gives it just enough heat that it'll dehydrate nice and quick, and that way, you know, there's no chance of mold, and you know, so it's awesome. It's an awesome way to recycle, like I say, all that stuff that you juice. And so there we go. I won't put up sides this time. I'll just make kind of like a big flat crust because it was getting a little thin there. So there it is. Boom. And now nothing went to waste, and that includes the seeds, which I talked about. There is the lemon seeds and the apple seeds in there, which I will later when I come back. I'm just going to go for a swim in the ocean right now and collect some more kelp. And then basically you just, you know, clean this all out, filter it, and then let it dry and save it for the spring for planting in your park or wherever you can find. Alright, so there it is. I'll just take a couple of those out, and there we go. Alright, so that's it. I'll show you the results of this again at the very end of this video. Once I post the links, and once you see the links at the top of the video, you will see the results to this and this as well. And just click the link to see the results, and we'll see how this all turns out here. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that really is it for now. And yeah, check out the links when they are available, and you'd be surprised how amazing this stuff tastes too. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. That's it for now. Bye. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Jordan Blaikie, the Liver Flush Man, here today with an amazing discovery, a new invention, I believe. I looked on Google. I don't think it's ever happened before, or it's never been at least put on the internet. Looked on Google, nothing. Alright, so what it is here, this is fermented urine here. Alright, and this is going to go on my Liver Flush Man channel, but I'm also going to put this on my YouTube channel, uropaths.com. That's the urine therapy YouTube channel. Now I'm going to tell you what happened here, this discovery, what happened. Alright, so I've been fermenting urine for a number of time now, for quite a while, and well, especially I like to ferment urine when I'm especially been on a really pure raw food diet with lots of superfoods and lots of nutrients, spirulina, bee pollen, kelp, or whatever, superfoods of all kinds and all raw food, then what happens with all those amazing superfoods and all this nutrition is a lot of times the urine gets quite dark, like this. Look how dark this guy is here. That's quite very dark. But what I want you to see, my camera is not the greatest, but look, if you look down at the bottom here, you can see the little white cream type thing down there. Alright, I'm just starting to get into making monoatomic elements. Alright, I'm not going to go into much detail at all about what monoatomic elements are, but look for my future videos. I'll teach you how to make your own monoatomic elements. Was not taught in physics or chemistry in school. I don't even think the professors, even at most universities, know what monatomic elements are. They are beyond all the other periodic elements on the periodic table. They have a 2-to-1 ratio, 2 high to 1, and the electrons are the monatomic elements are the only elements where electrons bond together. And they actually spin at high speeds, and both two electrons spin clockwise and 2 electrons spin counterclockwise. And all other elements, electrons do not pair together. That's never been happened before. It never happens. They're always separate, and they never pair. Well, in this case, they pair and have a high spin ratio, which can actually, this is where spirit communicates with matter. Okay, so in any case, that's the monatomic element, and partly how you make it has to do with how you make this cream of the urine. Now, this cream here is the best cream in the world for your skin. All right, also for consuming. So what you can do is you can filter it out. All right, you filter this out, and you get that you get the little cream at the bottom. Alright, so different urine will have different properties in there, and that also contains monoatomic elements in that cream as well. Alright, but that's not the discovery. Alright, also look at how dark this guy is. It's even darker here. Another big nice layer of cream in there as well. Alright, big time in there. So the more higher superfoods and stuff you eat, the higher quality the urine and fermented urine it is. This is the world's most healthiest probiotic in the world. Alright, now an unhealthy person's urine will be acidic. Alright, and anything below the pH of 7 is acidic. 7 is neutral. Anything higher than 7 is alkaline. And as we know, alkaline bodies and alkalinity keeps disease away. Okay, so then you get into some bit of lighter urine here like this. It also has the cream at the bottom. You see, if I shake it up a little, just a sec, I got somebody at the door here. He's going to be quite surprised. Let's see his reaction when he smells this urine. Alright, we'll get him right over to the door here. This is my buddy Chris. Let's get the reaction on his face. Alright, this is going to be awesome, because this really smells like major fermented urine. This urine is 3 to 4 months old, and possibly even older. Okay, there he is ringing. I'll go get him. Hey Chris, come on in, man. Got a surprise. Alright, I just buzzed him in. I'll open the door. Let's see what he says. Let's hear what he says here. I'll let him open the door here. Let's get the reaction on his face here. Hey, buddy.
Hey.
Alright, how's it going?
Hey.
Yeah. How's it going, man?
I'm on camera.
Yeah?
Right on.
Yeah?
Gonna get me going to the bathroom?
What should I... Well, he didn't get much of a reaction, folks. Alright, it didn't work like we thought. I guess he's too used to my fermented urine smells now, folks. Alright, now he smells it. Well, I thought he would have smelled it a lot sooner than that. Alright, so, anyways, there he is. He's in now. So, anyways, folks, we're back to this part. You see how lighter this is, but look at all that cream in there. That is the super cream. That's got the urea. Now, some truth, you can look it up. Don't have blind faith on me. Go do your research. Is that The urea found in urine is the most popular used cosmetic in the world for skin creams. Now they take urine from horses, from people. They actually even build porta potties and extract the urea out of the urine to put in cosmetics. Now it's kind of something that they don't tell you, but every major high quality cosmetics has this urea from urine. Now when you ferment it, all the nutrients and vitamins also gets absorbed into your skin and creates friendly, healthy collagen in your skin, alright, and feeds your skin healthy nutrients. And this cream here is the major elixir for you taking internally, rubbing on your face and all over your skin. Alright, even this urine too, you can pour it on your hand and rub it over your face like that. It's also got amazing hormones in it for the endocrine system. Alright, so all of these urines have the little cream at the bottom, but here's this discovery, folks. Here it is. Alright, one big one here, a big large one. Let's take a look at that. Look at all the cream on the bottom of that one there. Major white cream with the monoatomic elements in there. And here's the discovery. Here it is, folks. You won't believe it. First person ever in the world, as far as I know, to create one of these from my own body. Alright, here it is. The fermented urine mushroom right there. Look at that mushroom in there, it's just like the kombucha mushroom, but it grew out of my fermented urine only, with no additional ingredients whatsoever. To make your own fermented urine, all you do is pee into the jar and secure a lid, either a coffee filter. I like to use organic, non-bleach, no bleach in the cloth, and just so that the air can go through and no airborne diseases, no mold, no bugs, nothing can get in there, no mildew. And look at that mushroom. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take pieces of this mushroom and put it into these other ones and see if we could get this thing going, because that is a living probiotic in there, which is keeping this fermented urine alive and very healthy with active enzymes. And even this mushroom probably has amazing hormones. Alright, so there it is, the first time ever documented right there, ladies and gentlemen. This ain't no joke. I'm telling you, one day this is gonna be the norm. Alright, there it is, the kombucha mushroom, but not the fermented urine kombucha mushroom. I don't even think we're gonna call it kombucha, just fermented urine mushroom right there. Alright folks, there it is. Actually today is 2 days before New Year's of 2014. So this discovery took place almost on exactly 2014 right there. I actually took it out and held it and got to feel it's got just jelly-like, exactly like these kombucha mushrooms. If you don't know what a kombucha mushroom is, let me show you here, just so you know that this also grows from the fermentation process. The mushroom in there, right in the bottom there, it's like a little jellyfish. And check it out, research it out, the kombucha mushroom. As far as this goes, that's the first discovery, so it's going to be developed from here on. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for watching. Alright, see you next time. To your health and longevity, I'm Jordan Blaikie, the Liver Flesh Man. Cheers.